Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Detroit Tigers franchise here. And today we're going to start this episode with our AA affiliate, the Erie SeaWolves, as they open their season. So, before this game, we get a notice that Alex Lange has a sore wrist and he cannot go today. So, on to the top of the first, Riley Green leading us off with a full count, and he's going to send a ball down the third base line, and that'll get through to start the season off with a single in Riley Green's first hit of the year. Next up is one of our draft picks from last year, James Griggs, on a 1-2 count, and he swings through strike three, and that'll be out number one. Next up, Cody Clemens with 2 outs, and he hits a line drive to the shortstop, but that'll be fielded and flipped on to second to end the inning. Now, John Lacey is going to get the start here in the place of the injured Alex Lange. So we're going to take a quick look at him here. He is 23 years old, right-handed pitcher. He has a potential. One thing that is a little I don't really care for is he only has 3 pitches. He does have a mid-90s fastball, but I'm hoping he can maybe develop a 4th pitch in AA or AAA, and I think that'll help his development as he goes. But here he is starting off against Angel Ruiz, and he's going to send a ball to left center, and that'll get down and actually roll all the way to the wall. But Ruiz is not stopping at second as he's heading to third, and he'll have himself a lead-off triple. So next up is Luis Garcia on a 2-0 count, hard hit ball to first base, but that is bobbled, and we will get the out at first, but the run will be allowed to score on the bobble, and we are down 1-0 here. Next up is Edgar Juarez on an 0-2 count, and he sends a ball deep to right field. That is a no-doubt home run as we go down 2-0 very early, and that's a rocky start for Lacey. Next up, Derek Hall, 0-1 count, and he hits a hard ball to third, but that will be fielded by Griggs and flipped on to first for the second out. Mikey Moniak will be up to bat now, 0-2 count, and he will keep the inning alive as he hits a single to center, and that's just a real rocky start for Lacey so far. Next up, Nick Monson, 0-2 count, and he looks at strike 3 as we finally get out of this inning. So on to the top of the second, Mario Aguilera will stand into bat, and he's going to send a ball to right center, and that will find some grass as he has himself a single to start the inning. Next up is Cam Gibson, 2-0 count, and that is going to bloop in there. Mario Aguilera is running hard, and he's going to make it in there in front of the throw. Now we have men on the corners for Ross Saucedo, and he's going to send a ball to right field, and we are going to tag up to test the throw, and it's not even close. That right fielder has an absolute cannon for an arm as he guns down Aguilera, who has good speed, and that will keep the game 2-0 in favor of the Fightin' Phils. So, on to the top of the third, Riley Green's up to bat again, and he puts a perfect swing on a ball deep to right center, but that doesn't have quite enough to get out, but Riley Green will have himself a double here in the third with 1 out. Now, James Griggs stands in the bat. He's first pitch swinging, and that's going to find some grass in right center. Riley Green with the speed will make it home as we score a run, and Griggs will have his first hit and RBI of his professional career in this at-bat. Congrats to him. Next up is John Lester on a 2-2 count, and he sends a ball deep to right field. Does this one have enough? No, that will bang off the wall as well. He will have himself a double as Griggs gets all the way to third, and we have 2 men in scoring positions with only 1 out. So that'll bring up Cody Clemens on a full count, and he looks at ball 4 as he walks to load the bases. Next up is Nick Ames, 1-0 count, and he sends a ball to center field. That's camped underneath, but we do not test the arm this time as Griggs at third doesn't have the speed as Aguilera, and we want to score this run. As Aguilera comes up to bat here, and he sends a ball. That's a pop out in foul territory, as that's caught to end the inning. Now, on to the bottom of the 6th. John Lacey really settled in after that first inning. Here he is against Derek Hall, 0-2 count, and he is going to give up a single to start the 6th. Next up, Mickey Moniak, and he's going to send a ball to Clemens at second, flipped on to short, on to first, and we erase the single as we get a double play. That'll bring up Nick Matzen again, 0-1 count, and he's going to send a ball up to center, and that will keep the inning alive here. Next up, Jay Escobar, 2-0 count, and this time that was hit just in the range of Clemens as he makes the play, throws on to second to end the inning. Now on to the seventh. Ethan DeCaster is in the pitch. Josh Steven is going to greet him with a ball to left field. That's going to roll all the way to the wall, and he's going to start the seventh inning with a double and get himself in scoring position early. Next up is Joseph Odom, 0-1 count. He sends a high fly ball to center field. Riley Green will camp under it and make the catch to hold the runner at second. Angel Ruiz is up to bat now, 1-0 count. Hard hit ball through the right side of the infield, but that's a little too hard as the runner cannot score. Men on the corners though with only one out. Next up is Luis Garcia on a 2-0 count. Hits a ball to second. Can we get our double play to get out of this? Out number one, out number two. No! We do not get the double play as Luis Garcia runs out. The runner will score and we go down by 2. It's 3-1 now. Edgar Juarez is back up to bat. 1-2 count, and he swings through strike 3 to end the seventh. On to the top of the eighth. Nick Ames will lead us off here. He's first pitch swinging, and that is deep to left center. That's going to find some grass and roll all the way to the wall, and he is going to have himself a leadoff double as we need some runs now. Next up is Mario Aguilera, but he lines out to third. Next up is Cam Gibson, and he sends a ball to center field. Nick Ames is rounding third, running hard, and that will score the run as we get within 1, 3-2 on that RBI single. So next up is Royce Saucedo, and he hits a ball to center field. Cam Gibson's not stopping at second, and he is going to make it in just before the throw. Now, if you watch here, the throw from the center fielder is a little nonchalant, and Cam Gibson has just enough speed to get there. If he had come up firing, that could have been a different outcome, because watch right here, this is just in time. But that'll bring up Matty Keys here, and he is going to... No, I was right, Marty. But he's going to pop out to shortstop for out number 2. Now, Riley Green has to get a base hit to score the run, and he strikes out in a very questionable strike 3. That ball was outside and should have been called a ball. Now, on to the bottom of the 8th, Carlos Rosario is making his debut, and that ball is just past a diving Clemens at second. So that'll bring up Mickey Moniak here, and he's going to send a ball to right field. That's going to get camped underneath, and that will be out number 1 as the runner has to retreat back to first. Now, Nick Matzen up to bat. He sends a ball to right center. That's going to drop in there. And the runner hesitated there, but he is still able to make it up to third as they have 2 men in scoring positions. So a bit of a jam here for Rosario. Now facing Jay Escobar, and he gets him to strike out for out number 2. Can he get out of this without allowing a run? Josh Stevens up to bat again, and he is frozen on a high fastball. He looks at strike 3 to end the 8th. On to the top of the 9th, James Griggs will start us off, and he is going to fly out to right for out number 1. Josh Lester will stand in, and he strikes out for a very quick out number 2. Now, Cody Clemens is going to stand in to bat. He's our last hope, and he's looking at a full count here. And the pitch... and he sends a chopper to second base. That will be fielded, thrown on to first to end the game, and we end up losing 3-2 to open the year. After that game, we get some bad news. Harold Castro is going to break his ankle, and he's going to be out for the next 1 to 2 months. So that's bad news for him. And then, so we decided to bring up Akil Baddoo back to the majors. He's going to be our fourth outfielder, as Nelson Cruz is more of a DH, not a fielder. And then a couple days later, we get even worse news. Isaac Paredes is going to tear his Achilles, and that pretty much ends his season as he's out for the next 6 months. I'm absolutely gutted for him. So we're going to jump into this game against Minnesota. Casey Mize is on the mound. He's off to another slow start this year, and this is not going to help matters, as Benito Ozuna is going to hit the first pitch he sees deep to right field for a leadoff home run, his 7th of the year. So after a couple quick outs, Miguel Sano comes up to bat, and he goes down and gets a fastball down in the zone, and he sends this one a mile. He doesn't miss this one at all, and this is a rocky start for both of our pitchers in this episode, as they give up 2 runs to start each of their games, and that's not what we wanted to see for Mize. So after a Max Kepler single keeps this inning going even longer, Jake Cave stands in the bat, and that will be speared by Miguel Cabrera at first as we finally end the first inning. And like I said, it's just a rough start as he lets up 2 runs on 3 hits. Now, Victor Reyes will lead us off in the bottom of the first, and he's going to send a ball to right field, and that is going to bloop in there as we start our home half with a single. That will bring up Jeimer Candelario, who's batting in the 2-hole this year against lefties. He has a 1-1 count, and he hits a mistake pitch deep to left center, and that is gone! We are going to tie the game up on Candelario's 8th of the year, as that one goes 391 feet to left center. What a way to bounce back for us. What a way to show some support for Mize as he gives up 2 quick runs. We come in and score 2 of our own on the first 2 batters of the ball game. So that'll bring up Nelson Cruz to hit next. And he's first pitch swinging here as he's going to send a ball to center field, as that will get down as we have another base hit without an out yet. Next up is Wilson Ramos on a 2-2 count. He goes the other way, and that one is going to bloop in there as well. Now we have 2 men back on. So after a strikeout by Jonathan Scope, Miguel Cabrera comes in to bat on a 0-0 count. He's first pitch swinging, and that is going to get down in left field. Nelson Cruz is running hard. He goes home, and there's not even going to be a throw. So we take the 3-2 lead here as we get the lead back after a very hot start to this inning. Next up, Bob Montes hits a ball down the third base line. That actually hits off the bag. So all runners are going to be saved. Bases are loaded with only 1 out. That'll bring up Brock Deathridge now, and he's first pitch swinging. A bouncer to short. Can they get their double play? No! Deathridge runs out the play. He's safe at first, and the run will score. We now lead 4-2. So that'll bring up Akil Baddoo. Hopefully we can score this runner from third. He has a 1-2 count, and he swings through strike 3 as they finally get out of the home half of the first inning. So we're going to jump ahead to the top of the 6th, as after that first inning, both pitchers really settled in and really limited the offense. But Mize is going to face off against Luis Arias here on the top of the 6th. On a 0-1 count, he sends a line drive to center field, and that will be ran down by Reyes for out number 1. Next up is Miguel Sano on a 0-2 count, and he's going to beat the shift by sending a little pop-up to very short right field. Next up is Max Kepler. He's first pitch swinging, and that's going to be a broken bat pop-out to the mound for out number 2. So next up is Jake Cave on a 1-2 count. A hard hit ball deep in the hole at second, but Jonathan Scope runs it down and makes the play at first to end the inning. What a play. Next up in the top of the 7th, as Tyler Alexander comes into pitch, is Kyle Higashioka, and he sends a ball deep to left field. That's a no doubt home run for him, and the Twins get within 1 run. It's now 4-3 on Higashioka's 4th of the year. Next up, Maikel Franco, 0-1 count, and that'll be a ground ball to shortstop, fielded by Montes, thrown on to first for out number 1. Byron Buxton will stand in next. He's 0-2 on the day, and he's going to send a ball deep to left field, but in foul territory. Brock Deathridge is running back, and he makes the play at the wall. What concentration for the catch. That'll bring up Benito Ozuna on an 0-2 count, and he looks at strike 3. That'll be the end of the 7th. Now on to the top of the 8th. Ernest Cabrera comes into pitch, and he loses Miller on 4 straight pitches. Next up, Luis Arias on a 1-1 count sends a ball to right center gap, but Victor Reyes will make the long running catch, and the runner will have to go back to first. Next up is Miguel Sano. After a pass ball gets a runner to second, and he will strike out for out number 2. That'll bring up Max Kepler on a 1-2 count, ground ball to first, but that skips by Cabrera, and the runner is going to come home and score easily as they tie the game on that error by Cabrera at first. So Jake Cave will come into bat now, and he sends another ground ball to second, or first, I should say, but Cabrera makes a sliding catch this time, and we end the inning. Now, on to the top of the ninth. Kyle Funkhauser into pitch against Higgy, and he's going to send a really hard hit ball to left, and that will get down for a leadoff single. That'll bring up Maikel Franco on a 1-2 count. A ground ball to first, fielded by Cabrera, on to second, back to first, and we erase that single there by an excellent double play. And next, so that'll bring up Byron Buxton now, 0-1 count, and that gets by Funkhauser and a diving Montez as that finds its way into center field to keep the 9th inning going. Next up, Benito Ozuna, 2-2 count, and he chases a little bit, but that will bloop in there as well as Byron Buxton for some reason wasn't running and didn't get to third. Next up, Jalen Miller, 0-1 count. He sends a chopper into the mound. Kyle Funkhauser gets off, makes the play, and ends the 9th inning as we go into the bottom of the 9th, tied. So Victor Reyes will lead us off here on a full count, and the cutter fools him. It gets blown by him for a strikeout, out number 1. That'll bring up Jeimer Candelario, 0-1 count. He already has a home run on the day, and he gets another one. Candelario, 369 feet to right, will walk off for the Tigers as we take a dramatic win. We go up 4-2 in the first inning. They score a couple runs, but we come back to win. That is back-to-back episodes with a clutch home run giving us the win. As Candelario gets player of the game, he went 2 for 5, 2 home runs obviously, and 3 RBIs. And looking a little here, Wilson Ramos went 4 for 4 with a run scored. That's a good day for him. So after that game, I wanted to show our trade block, and the first 2 are obvious, as Scope and Ramos, but we're hoping we can maybe flip Nelson Cruz, and maybe even Robbie Grossman, who had a career year last year and is going to the last year of his contract. So after that win, we are actually in second place in the AL Central. Even with the disastrous end to the first month, we actually kind of turned it around here a little bit as we won a few games. So that's actually really nice to see. We actually are taking some steps forward in offense, as you can tell in these last couple episodes. But I believe that's going to do it here. I think I might do one more episode and then the draft. We'll have to see what happens as I continue on. But I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you'll be back for the next episode. Let me know what you guys think, and I'll catch you next time.